Hi, everyone. I'm so excited and in the same time, I'm humbled to be with you today. Thank you, Nicola, for the wonderful conversation. We have began our conversation actually in the beginning of summer, and we connected like crazy, and I'm still enjoying us. Also, like you said, I'm very grateful to Vlad that he recommended that we have a chat. I will be honest, my English is good, but it's not perfect. So allow me to make beautiful mistakes along the way. Okay. So I'm inviting you to share your ideas, your ahas, your don'ts, your I don't know, questions, anything that you want to share with me, with us. We are here, and hopefully we are here to grow together, to share ideas, and just like Nicola said, I am bringing into collective shift group coaching methodology big part of my experience, big part of I think you can rely with me, pieces of us along the way, because we build from that, and we can meet some emotions, we can meet some memories that happen to us, that happen to participants. So it's a very human, from my point of view, it's a very human process. It's a very human learning space for all of us. So this is how I'm inviting you to look at the information that I'm bringing today. And just like Nicola said, without any further ado, we don't have a dialogue, online dialogue, without a presentation. This is my professional journey in bullet points. I don't know, the milestones of it. Yes, I'm a senior practitioner. I'm also a supervisor ever since last year, and it's a privilege to honor that role. It's a fantastic role. I'm also a professional certified coach for ICF. You can see it. I will not read it all over again. How to say it? It's been a constant focus for me. How can I contribute to the profession of coaching? I believe it to be, I feel it to be one of the most, if not the most important development process that a human can be part of. Then I'm just privileged that I can bring my own contribution. I also support leaders as a leadership business coach and mentor. And with I'm very excited. I just shared with Nicola in the beginning a few moments ago. I'm also professional certified. So actually, this is a professional professional journey. I'm also a professional certified diver, and it brings a new space from where to see the whole development processes. So this is a part of my journey. You can find me on LinkedIn, and we can share ideas along the way. My invitation for the dialogue today, roundabout in these three questions, and along this answering these three questions all together, I'm inviting you to allow me to share my ideas about collective shift as a group coaching methodology. And I just want to make a little bit of, how do I say it? A little bit of way of space for what does group coaching means today, because it means different things for what meant actually before pandemic. Who was in the field before pandemic, we had a different idea about what group coaching is then. Pandemic came, events of all kind just erupted in that period. Online changed the way actually we connect with people and we create spaces for them. And that was the moment that also gave me a shift between what happens when I'm leading a group, when I'm supporting a group face to face, and what happens in online. And actually that disruptive area gave me much more clarity about how to shift a collective within an intervention. So I will bring, before that, let me ask you, well, for 1 second, why are you here? Why are you here? Of course, you can share it with us on chat. Learning, that's fantastic. To learn from you. Thank you. It's been an honor. That's fantastic. Curiosity. Thank you for curiosity. Okay, you can share it with yourself, but just gaining perspective. Fantastic. You are so generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank God. I'm a good reader. Redefine my group coaching style. I love that. Understanding group coaching. Fantastic. So if you have questions about that comes around your focus, if I'm giving you any idea, if I'm pointing something that is relevant to you, but it's not clear, please share with me in the chat. I know we are a lot. It's okay. We can continue this conversation also on LinkedIn, but let's bring out the best in us in here as a group, a learning group. Okay. I may have a different language. I may have a different approach, but let your curiosity bring out the best questions in us. Okay, let's challenge together. I'm inviting you into a small lobby. I will be honest with you. This is a Google Find picture, but is one of the most clear idea of the difference between group coaching and team coaching. So team coaching, it's a process, as you see in both ICF's and EMCC's definition. It's a process meant to support a team achieve common goals. Okay? Group coaching, as you see it in the picture, it's a little bit different. It's a process meant to sustain every individual, obtain individual purposes. But funny thing is that we find the first definition, actually, as a history, the first definition of group coaching, we find it in team facilitation. So we can look at group coaching as part of a collective intervention within a working group. When we address, we as a professional, we address individual, okay, objectives and scopes. Questions, ideas, share with me. So this is the first time we see group coaching as an intervention, but within a working group, or how we call it, a team. Nowadays, please, Luis, share with me.
I just wanted to thank you for relating the ICF core competency model table into where group coaching fits in. I think it's very, very enlightening, because I've been asked and I never had a succinct answer, and you just gave it to me. So I want to thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. Yes, I've searched it myself, and I say, where does it written? Okay, where can I find it? And after 3 years, I found it. So it was there because it was not group coaching. Sometimes a table might say group coaching, but it's actually a team facilitation. It's okay. What's the different type of group coaching intervention we might find if they're not in a team development process? It's actually the events, programs, projects that we invite openly. Okay? So we decide on a theme. If I'm looking from the business perspective, I'm finding a niche, I'm finding a need, I'm finding a desire, I'm finding a will. Okay? I'm building a process of development or a process of learning around that theme. And I'm inviting different people to join, learn, and grow together. So this is another way in which we can look at group coaching intervention. How does it land for you? Okay, so we have two different perspectives of group coaching. Okay, but what happens when you don't have standalone group coaching competencies? Because we have core competencies, ICF and EMCC, and we have team. Okay, so what do? What do we follow? Ginger actually was one of the few professionals that I found. She talked openly about what are the competencies that we follow when we build a group coaching intervention. And I'm going to leave you to read just a few seconds, just to take it in. And from my perspective, she's right, because let me give you a few steps back. Why core competencies? Because I will address small sessions, small coaching sessions for each individual to achieve individual objectives and scopes. Does it make sense? So this is why we are using core coaching competencies, ICF and EMCC. Yes, and I'm using both because from my perspective, they do complete each other. From ICF point of view, from my point of view, ICF is very pragmatic, but without the understanding self, come on, it's the first, an EMCC. Without understanding self, you cannot build as a professional. So this is why when I'm looking at group coaching competencies, I'm bringing them all together, core. But not all the team coaching competencies or standards. We have in EMCC team coaching standards. Okay, so we are in the middle of. We are actually in the middle of. Being in the middle of, this is not something new to me because I was a little bit crazy all my life. But also, I think the entrepreneurship, the entrepreneur from me, it's crazy enough to invite this, I don't know, way of life for me. I thought about it and I said, what do we follow? Because group coaching actually exists. From these 2 points of view, what do I follow? So I need a standalone of philosophy, of foundation, of a different understanding of how am I looking at this collective process that it's been facilitated by a professional, wanting to help, wanting to partner and help in the most respectful way, each individual achieve personal individual goals. And this is how I came to the fundamentals of I needed a new space, a new context from which to to look at. My expertise, and I thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that you talked about more than 7,000 people, more than 10 years. My first professional intervention, actually, it was a group one. It was not one-to-one. So this is how I started my career as a group. I gather half of them were my friends, half of them were just people I invited. But my first professional experience was a group. I'm not going to read actually everything that's written on the slide, but I'm going to give you a few seconds if you wanna follow the information. I've always had a problem with the word change. I don't believe in change as in something must disappear and something must appear. I don't believe in that. What if I'm offering as a professional, and actually as in lifestyle, what if I will offer a different perspective to change? I see it more natural, more humanly. What if change is only an expansion? Because, of course, we just alter our existential status, okay? We give a modification, a small modification, but actually what happens to us is just we expand from one scenario to another, from one decision to another, from one state to another, from one city to another. We don't stop, take something out, take something in, and call it change. We're actually moving on and expanding, having a different decision, having a different, different car, okay? Different way of going home from work. What if I'm offering this alternative to change? And when I began to implement this view in my professional practice, the first thing I've noticed was the tension of the word change that disappeared. If it's not called change, if it doesn't have the same tension, if it doesn't trigger our fears, our human reactions, okay, and I call it expansion, I'm letting it be actually a process. It's a process of transitioning. It might be a different scary that exactly. Yeah, with a good intentions backing. Yeah. As a transition, if I remove the word change from my language and I give it, let's expand from where you are to where you want to be.
No, I was just saying, I really love the connection to maturity because
Thank you.
I think it's really that point about evolving and growing. And what's different for me in how you're presenting this, Oana, which is really useful.
Thank you.
Typically, I've thought of group coaching. There's lots of individuals with a similar challenge, but you are actually taking a step back and thinking a bit more systemically. So I really appreciate the training. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm giving it a different perspective, and every extension that we take, that we live along our lives, brings us different resources or teaches us how to build resources. Okay? And we become a container of wise resources, wise ones. sometimes immature, sometimes mature, but wise anyhow. This is humanly, okay? So we are all actually a container of wise resources. And when we come together within a group, exploring or learning something together, what happens? It's we exchange in between us these resources. And this is fantastic. We actually expand ourselves during the intervention. We expand ourselves, okay? Having in front of us or using what the other ones are offering freely, resources. So how can we, as professional, support this process of exchanging, of building actually, and we are talking about collective wisdom, okay? And how can we help each individual? So how can we as professional support this collective wisdom to take place? And moving on, how can we support each individual collect from this container, from this collective wisdom container, resources, maybe not mine, maybe they have grown within the experience and the dynamic together. Maybe they grown, they expand also the resources. How can we use that in building our personal objectives and scopes? So allow me to share. This is the journey that we offer. No matter if it is for 30 minutes, I don't know, 3 hours, 3 months, I have no idea, okay, how long you want to have the event or the meeting. But every time we are together, every time we lead this group session, it should be seen as a process of maturity in bringing people together, helping them get together, collect the wisdom from wise resources, and then help everyone collect back and transform. And thank you again, Craig, for saying, yes, this is a process of maturity. This is how I called it. I know we are used in coaching to look for frameworks. We are crazy about frameworks. I love them too. They are useful, very useful. But I will call it now, it's a process of maturity. Because it will challenge both the professional or the professionals. Maybe they will partner in the sessions. They will challenge the professionals and they will challenge the participants. It's not an Excel. We need to be present and go step by step and address anything that happens. So I will invite you now to look at the 7 stages of maturity from collective shift methodology perspective. Just a few words. I know there are new informations. We know, okay? Don't throw all the informations over the participants. No, go back, okay? Give space, give time. Please be aware and please take care of yourself. If it's too much, take a pause, take 2 minutes. It's okay. Take care of yourself because I can understand. How much can I process the information when Oana is talking, and how much this words or this information takes me back to my interventions to receive anything. So take it as it is. We will have the recording, and also we will have the slides. Okay. So I will invite you to see the stages, and again, be aware of your state, because it's very important, and also for me it's important. What curiosity brought you here, and why are you here? Are two different questions. Intent of proximity, it is the willingness to explore a shared need or desire. But it's much more than that. How do we understand the need of our clients in a way that would find a common need or a common desire? This is a process of maturity for the professional, and actually for the inner manager from us. I hope I get myself clear. Okay, so this has much more to do with our own manager, our building business owner side, then on professional side. I'm going to put it in different words. In mentoring, I'm doing business mentoring for professional coaching also, coaches also. And I'm beginning, the first lesson is like so. So you have two roles inside of you. You have the specialist, so the professional, and you have your own personal manager. Can we understand that? So when we decide the need or the desire, okay, on how, the need of the desire of the client that we want to bring into the meeting, this has much more to do with our inner manager than with our professional. Have I made myself clear? Do I need to address more? It's more likely a business view than a professional view.
What do you mean by manager insight, and what is the difference? Do you mean that we're more interested in achieving our own goals rather than the need of the client?
It's not about, no, it's not that our goals. It's irrespectful, they have to be equal. But we have to look, this is an invitation. We have inside a personal manager that decides the activity, decides the agenda, decides who wants to talk with who wants to work with whom. Am I clear until here? Okay. This is a partnership. This is an equal partnership. We have to stay on equal footing with our clients. That doesn't mean we have to be above as managers or as professionals. Okay. When we search for a common problem to solve, or a common solution, or a common will, or a common desire that our clients have, and we can address that in a group coaching, I invite you to think that from a business mindset, not a professional mindset. Have I answered your question, Yes or no?
I'll connect. Yeah, I'll connect the dots later on. But yeah, thank you.
Share with me. Being a coach, this is a beautiful question. Thank you so much, Lucy. Is the inner manager something in us coaches? I hope so. I hope so. This is the inner business owner. So this one has to decide the interventions, the themes of interventions. No, it is in ourselves as a professional. We embody. I embody. What am I? Is the same as gut feel? No, has nothing to do. It's very pragmatic. This is a wonderful conversation. I just told Nicola, we will see what's needed in it's an inner entrepreneur. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Craig.
Is it sort of like, so if I'm coming to a group, I have a business goal that my organization or something about my leadership or something like that, but I also have who I am as a person and how, is it sort of like those two perspectives? Sort of like there's this, is that what you're?
So I can invite you to look at me like that. I'm a professional coach and I'm a business owner of my professional activity. So when I'm looking at an intervention, a program, an event or something, I'm looking it from the business side. If I'm looking it only from the professional side, I will miss a lot of resources. And actually, sometimes I could miss the pragmatic side from the participants. We can enlarge this conversation a lot. And this is very challenging. Actually, how it's the invitation in collective shift is simple. Just decide the name of your intervention. And we say, come on, a name, we can decide the name. Okay, women in leadership. How can I address the name? How can I create the name in a manner that my clients get click like this? This question, this point of view can only be seen if we are looking at it from the business side. I hope it's useful, this information. Please, Nicole.
I was just wondering, actually, as you were speaking, have you got an example that where this has been seen as a bit like a little mini case study, really, or without betraying any confidences? Could you give an example of where you've seen this happen, or just to see how it manifests?
I can go into details. Yes, thank you so much. I have one of my students from Collective Shift in the past groups, and he told me like that. I want to do a program, a development program, a leadership development program. And I said, fantastic. Okay. Well, how do you want to call it? Leadership development program. There are thousands of leadership development programs. How do you want to stand up? How do you want to show up? He didn't understand. Okay. This is new information. I can get it. It's new information. I challenged him again and I said, if I am your client, and this is a program, this is a group coaching main container in which you lead this program. If I am your client, how can I know exactly from the name of the program, that program will be, it's a fit for me. How do I know? Thank you, Rachel, please.
Feels quite similar to what we do in teaching. So we'll deliver something that's a key foundational, everybody has this issue, everybody has this challenge. But if I add in online learning, or if I add in AI, suddenly I get a whole group of people with the common, that brings them together in that piece of kind of foundational teaching and learning theory. Is it like that? So if I would set my webinars, it's like a hook.
Let me finish the story and we will see. So what's the value that the client, what's the value that you want the client to take out from this leadership development program? I want to elevate his skills, its skills. Okay, I want it to be a better manager. I want it to be. How can you collect that? How can you collect that and make? Please indulge me. This is my how can you make it a sexy name? Okay, respectfully, a sexy, a catchy name. In a way that clients that we address, that we want to work with, can easily understand that is very useful for us, and I want to join. Another demonstration, I hope. It's actually the name, Collective Shift. In 2 words, I tried to build up the value that you are taking it as a professional if you are learning the stages of maturity. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. As you were talking, I see a lot of similarities with my core day job is public relations and communications and marketing. And as you're talking,
Marketing, yes.
it sounds very similar to marketing.
Of course.
So I have a product, I have a thing, but yeah, okay, I've got a thing, but what is it about this thing that other people will buy? So when I'm listening to you, it sounds like a marketing definition.
Perfect. This is what happens with the students in Collective Shift, because they're the first stage, okay, it's intent of proximity. So how do you invite people? How does the name invite the people to join in? And they say, come on, it's leadership development. It's enough. Like, really? No, it's not.
So
actually,
sorry.
Tell me.
I was going to say, the thing which I suppose I'm struggling to connect is connecting that's like the marketing definition with a coaching and group coaching application.
Yes, it is because behind the name, actually, we have to work. We have to understand our clients. We have to understand our needs, their needs. We have to understand what makes them happy, what makes them sad. We have to really understand our clients. And that's a maturity process. And actually, they found themselves working like 8 hours. Most of them got the name, but not all of them. And I said, if you do not understand the main benefit of your program, how do you think your clients will know? Okay.
So in your example, Oana,
Tell me.
what was the mistake or the focus?
General.
Yeah, because you started the conversation about the manager. So in this case, they used the manager inside, or they
yes, the manager inside. Most of it, the manager inside, and the most
because this is what they wanted and what they had in their minds. But
no, they had not. They had not in their minds. Yes, and I'm using the manager. I'm challenging the inner manager, because when you know your client and when you understand your product, things are very easy after that. You have to mature and do the work, just like Nicola said, with the marketing. And actually, it has more to do with the manager inside than with the. But this is only a part, okay? The intention of proximity is just a name. It's just a name. I hope it's useful. I know I've give it a generous space to this intent of proximity, but actually I'm trying I'm inviting every part of us to really grow. We are professionals. What I've seen in my plus 12 years is that we get attached. We get very attached with the name that works, like leadership, like opportunity, like trust, like there are a lot of juicy words, and we are overusing them in a matter that they will not see each other. Olga, please tell me.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Thanks.
I find it very useful, everything what you just say. I make a lot of notes, so that's why I'm looking there. I'm not doing my nails, they are already done, so I'm just making some notes.
You have okay.
You know, I have a question. Can you give us 3 examples of correctly done names so we can somehow understand what do you mean by that? Because
What's
I am
the main benefit? Yes.
Because I am a marketeer and you know 25 years in marketing, I know exactly how it works. I have my own programs. The names are really, really very, very difficult, and my names are very, very long. I have a very nice, surname because my surname is Sobie-Raj, which is self-paradise. So I made
nice.
Make Self-Paradise, one of the programs. This is how they call. But it's very difficult to have a catchy name and at the same time have all of the benefits, or at least one, or at least this big benefit in the name. So can you give us like 2-3 examples of these names?
Will do my best.
Which
I will do my best. I will do my best, Olga, just to tell you how I find the name, how I'm trying to find the name. So first of all, it's who's my client for this. I need to understand my client. Who's my client? In the most detailed details, how can I say it? Okay, so who's my client? If I'm going to talk about this program in one sentence, small sentence, for a 5-year-old child, how do I present the value of this program? Okay, so these are the questions I'm asking myself before I'm trying the name. It can take a week, but every time I'm giving it the right name, actually half of the business side, it's done. Half of the business side. And it's
Can I have a question? Can I share my name, the name of one of my programs, and you can say whether this is like short enough or long enough or whatever. How to win a perfect client, conversation after conversation.
Why do you ask if it's long?
Why did I ask if it's long?
Mm-hmm.
Because you gave us the examples like, women leadership or something like that. And this is a sentence like this, what I just shared it's a huge sentence. It's like how to win ideal client, conversation after conversation.
I will not put a mark on it if it's okay or not okay. And please don't allow nobody to say it. I will not play this. I like the name. But I only remain with conversation after conversation. I forgot what you said before that. I really. Okay, so this happening now. Okay. So I hope it's useful. Please let me go to the second stage, because otherwise we will do a business mentoring, then collective. It's wonderful also. I can come back for this. This is how we work. And this is how it takes. You will see how many training hours does it have. Because I understood what we are doing wrong as coaches, as professionals. We are hooked on values, and we are attached on values, and and it's beautiful, and on purpose, but we forget the clients that are very pragmatic. And we also have our invoices, when they have our name on it, they're very pragmatic. Okay, so we have to look on this proactive style. So the second stage. The second stage of maturity, it's bond. And we haven't even begin to talk that much. I will be more than happy to share this program together. And you will see there that bond actually means building oneness, nurturing diversity. This one needs to happen within a group. This should be our main focus as a professional. How do we build oneness, nurturing diversity? And you have a few indicators, a few steps. How do we do that? Of course, we know everyone is hurt and involved. How do we see? How do we nurture psychological and emotional connections? How do we recognize and nurture the differences between us, the diversity, because it's wonderful. That means the resources, the wise resources are wonderful. Okay. How can you create the safe space within minutes, not hours, not days, minutes? How can you create a safe space for the people to feel safe, open, okay, and heard, listened to? Minutes. What needs to happen? And who we have to be as professionals to address that. This is not only, okay, this is the agenda. Hello, what we are going to do today. This is our theme. Thank you for coming. This is facilitation. Facilitation, it's more likely to happen in training than in coaching. This is more than facilitation. This is the moment, the stage where the resources combine. And we change the status quo of every participant. Through collaboration and useful, necessary conflict. I'm invited to conflict, respectfully, but conflict. We can agree to disagree. Let's see what we do not match in ideas, but let's bring them all together as resources. How can us, as professionals, need to create this space for the conflict to take place in order to challenge the status quo? This is the moment when the resources intertwine. What happens in consequence? It's an unconscious expansion. I also call this one a silent shift. This is a silent shift. Let me talk a little bit about it. So we've all been in groups, learning groups, I don't know, okay? And someone says something that lands on our mind in a way that makes us look at the window and forget about time. You know that those moments? I said, oh my God, I never heard it. Oh my Lord. Okay. So whatever you are used to use as in, okay. So that's a silent shift. It's not clear, but it can never be like 2 minutes ago when I didn't know it. That's a silent shift. And you can see that in people's body language. Are you here with me? No. What? You're talking to me? Okay. That's a silent shift. That's the moment when we are processing, we are letting in information, we are letting in resources that come in that dynamic from other people. Okay. When ideas collide and they change form, that's a silent shift. But it's not full sentence like a book. Everything is clear like in the book. No, it's pieces, moments. Okay, that's a silent shift. How do we nurture that? How do we see it? How do we nurture that? This is the moment when, oh my Lord, I'm telling all the time, please use the most beautiful coaching tool ever. Be silent. Or maximum, just ask, what do you need from me now? Stay silent. Okay. Trust the group. Trust the client. Let silence for 3 minutes within a group. You cannot imagine the density that arises. 3 minutes, no word, just stay still. That's a space for unconscious shift. And we need, as professionals, we need to prepare for that moment. And it's a very special moment. Hold it comfortably, yes. And in the same time, to hold it with presence and in a manner that they feel safe. To not be okay in between. For them to be in between. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
I'm thinking.
Thank you, Melia.
This stage makes me think about online versus face-to-face.
I'm doing in both.
That's great. So, I mean, what would you say are the challenges and or opportunities of doing it face-to-face versus online when you want to hold the space and when you want to let the silence sort of and make everyone feel safe?
I'm standing on my feet. I'm not staying down. I'm staying on my feet. It's like a guardian. 80%. Have you seen do you remember the Buckingham, the beefeaters that stay in front of Buckingham Palace? It's 80% like that. You hold the space. 10% immerse compassion. Look at each other in a matter that they feel seen, heard, and you are there for them. Can you feel it? Okay.
Feel it now, yeah.
That's it. That's it. I'm here. Okay, I'm here for you. Take your time. Take your shoes off, whatever. Eileen, please. Thank you, Melia, for the question.
Thank you very much, Iran. It's a very interesting session. And it brings some very, very interesting areas for our coaches. And the whole subject obviously is about collective shift and our role as coaches in that process. And you've looked at proximity, and now you're on to bonding, and obviously dealing with how people connect in an environment to optimize performance. So I just wonder how you feel and how the others might feel about the relevance of understanding themselves and others through like emotional capital reports and things like this, perhaps as a preamble before they go into the session. To help them to settle and understand themselves within a kind of a framework of confidentiality that only they get to see it, and where that sits, because obviously we can't just tell people to feel safe, and understanding what it's all about is sometimes
They
the
have to
route
feel
to bringing
safe.
people on board.
Yeah.
It's leading them rather than pushing them. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a beautiful question. I will answer to you in from my experience with this way. If there are less than 10 participants, I will step in with all the assessment, all the data, because I have time and I have space with them I can take time with each and every one of them. If there are less participants in that group. If there are more than 10, I will not give a pre-session, but I will give more time before this session.
Yeah.
To connect with the human.
I didn't necessarily mean more time with you, but what I meant was an opportunity to avail of some level of understanding, because we all know that, you know, the skills associated with emotional intelligence are very predominant in context of potential for leadership. And leadership obviously generates change, leadership, combined leadership. So what I'm asking is, as part of the bonding and bringing people together, does the role of people understanding themselves and understanding others come into this area?
Okay, so you are asking if the level of consciousness, if each one's level of consciousness, it's a matter in this situation. If people are not on the same level of consciousness, is that
not so much consciousness, but I'm talking about things like empathy, understanding, straightforwardness, the skills that are associated with emotional intelligence.
I think it will always happen. It always happen in my groups. Some of them are more spiritual or more aware or more compassion, and some of them are just, let's get the shit done and let's go home. I don't care. So I have within a group, that's a whole system represented. How can I address as a professional? I have to mirror each one of them, and I think in the end, I have two more stages, and I will give you, all of you, of course, the roles that we have to embody. I will invite you to embody as a practitioner of this collective shift. Can we hold this question and come back to it, Eileen?
Pardon?
Can we come back to your question?
Yeah, my question was, we're talking about bonding within the process of collective shift. And my question is part of the process of achieving that bonding by the coach, when they're pursuing the goals, the agreed set goals of the team, that they would emotional capital and emotional intelligence would play a role in that. I mean, there's also issues like culture. People have different cultures, different understandings, misinterpretations can result in misinformation. And so the value of these things as part of the bonding, because if the bonding doesn't happen, then presumably the collective shift won't happen. I don't know how other people feel about this.
It will. I'm inviting you all to share. I know the group came into the stage of bonding when even they don't understand each other, they don't agree with each other, they respect each other. I don't know if that's answering your question.
I think you've answered the question there. You're saying it doesn't matter.
Tell me again. I didn't understand. Tell me again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm saying that the people going into what they're probably frightened of, they're coming with their own baggage. They're coming into a situation, you know, the precursor to being part of the bonding of that, I would have thought would have been understanding other people and allowing processes which allow that. I think David wants to say something there. I don't know if it's
maybe I
relevant.
don't understand the full question, but I'm for sure I will come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about what you said about creating that bond and closeness within minutes. I mean, my experience and belief is that it's got a lot to do with the energy we bring into the room. So how much I work on myself and how good I am at presence and releasing my traumas, all of that, it's going to have an effect. But what is when you say creating that within minutes, what is it you feel works?
My own personal leadership. This is why it's part of what I invite professionals to embody, professional leadership, because I'm setting the standards. And my standards are, the lowest standard is respect. Okay, I think you can feel it. Okay, so if my lowest standard in relationship, in this dynamic, it's respect. That means I'm inviting you all to set in the same standard. We can kiss, hug, make up, cry, or argue after that, but with respect. If we do not have respect, what is this? Okay, so this is my presence. That's why I've said collective shift. It's a process of maturity for both professional and how do you hold a group intervention within a team or a group. But we are the one who setting the standards. Online and offline. Yes, Melia? Offline. It's the same. It doesn't matter. The presence is presence. And you can feel it also from me. Okay. Thank you so much. I will come back to you, Eileen, if we will have time, I will come back to you. If not, I will reach out after the meeting if you allow it. Maybe maybe I don't understand the question, but I think we will grow from the answer, and we'll share with everyone. So, guys, another stage that we are running through so fast. We used to call it debrief or let's share. And it has much more to do with how was your experience today? I'm inviting you to look differently for this conscious expansion. I mean, let's process this experience together. What was this experience for you? How was it? And please allow me to give I don't know, just a small star, without the pressure of doing something with this experience. Create space for processing the information, and that's it. Create a space for just processing the information. How can we hold ourselves back from we are used to? Okay, so what's the action plan? What are you going to do? breathe a little, create space for this processing to happen, for this connecting dots. And then we will go exactly the next step. It's transformation. But transformation in a matter that fully embodies the experience. Okay? So the part of this experience was for me, this experience brought me, this is what I've learned, this is what I've relearned, this is what is not useful for me. Okay, so I understand that. What do I choose to do with this experience? It's a totally different thing. Accordingly to what I wanted to take out from this program or this event or this meeting. And after transformation, my students, they know me. After meetings, I'm telling like that, guys, this relationship, it's over. So I'm inviting you to start a new relationship, beginning from tomorrow or beginning from the moment you step out of this space of experience. And it's very hard, humanly, because we need to feel sad that this experience is over. And also we have to be accountable for the codependency that sometimes happen. And sometimes we enjoy it because, come on, clients love us. They shouldn't. And this is an issue, I address it. Okay, because it's not ethical on any organization, on any level. How do we end up in a generous way this experience and create a new relationship after that with empowerment? These are the 7 stages, and it takes time to understand yourself in that stage and to understand how do you address it as a professional, as a fully mature professional. That's nice, Becky. Thank you. Yes. Also, we need to understand, just like we had the conversation between the business owner inside of us, okay, the inner and the professional inner. The practitioner, the collective shift practitioner is invited to mature 3 roles within himself. And I will present it to you in a moment. And thank you so much for for understanding and addressing this personal leadership. It is important. How can we mirror a leader without us trying, us learning to be a personal leadership development? It's a little bit difficult. Okay, this is my point of view. So the roles that a collective shift practitioner will embody and will mature and will train and will nurture along the program are these 3. It has to be a generator, which is the logistic person, the logistic side. Online, offline, it doesn't matter. I need to understand all the details. Yes, we're gonna do it. And who's got the pens? Who's got the paper? Who's got I don't know, deal with that. This is a part of how do we show up as professionals, the quality that we bring. Okay, but this is the generator. The second one, it's the leader, which is the coach. Challenges, mirror, okay? He's the one that needs to partner each and every individual. And part of these roles, you have it in bullet points. You can recognize the presence of the professional. And also to understand that any experience that we have as professionals, it's not about us. And that is a mature way to look at ourselves and at our professional sides and skills. Any experience that we give, it's not about us. The hero of our professional journeys are the clients. The heroes are the clients. And we have to face, it's my belief that we need to level up. This is why CPD happens. This is why professional development, personal development, invitations need to happen. Understanding self more and more. Okay. That's why we have also in EMCC, we have 4 stages of maturity, from foundation, okay, to master. This is a process of maturity. And personal leadership means a lot. And the third role that we embody is the mentor. Yes, sometimes we need to bring in informations that participant need. Okay. It takes courage to address parallel processes within the participants and between themselves. This is a level of maturity. It's not about, I'm not saying maybe they will not argue. Let's bring in the argue and let's create a circle of trust around this argue or argument and grow from it. And the mentor, it's the one that addresses in each participant the identity of the highest personal expression, but with compassion. This one is a wise guy or a wise lady. Okay. The leader is the challenger, and the generator is the logistic. And we have to have the results that I'm talking about. We need to embody and develop these roles. So we have 9 minutes. And I'm only have 2 slides because I don't want to be too, it's a lot of information. I know you'll have it on slides. I cannot wait to connect with you after this. You will have my LinkedIn address, okay, profile, and I'm really hoping we will share together. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's right. I hope they are useful information. I hope they are new information. I hope they are disruptive information. I love disruptive. I love it. Yeah. Because it creates expansion and we can learn.
There's a lot of comments in the chat about lots to think about. I wonder if anybody has got any reflections that they'd like to share straight away that's occurring to them.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
I want to thank you. I was reflecting actually on your model, that includes the business and the coaching. And as a certified facilitator with IAF and a certified team coach with ICF, I see your collective shift as the intersection of the way in between the two. And I drew a model for it, and I look forward to speaking about it with you. But what comes up for me, and what Peter Hawkins talks about actually, is that when we try to sell this kind of service, it's often better received with big businesses as consultancy, because it's not team coaching, it's not coaching, it's not facilitation, it's more.
It's more.
And so a total approach to developing the collective wisdom in order to improve profitability of an organization. So I look forward to discussing that with you. And I just want to thank you.
Thank you so much, Louise. That's fantastic. My day. Craig, please, you have your hand.
Thank you. I was just, again, thank you, Oana, a great presentation, very interesting. I think what really resonates for me is the piece around challenge. Ultimately, that's the piece that I feel most groups or teams feel uncomfortable to step into without external support. So the encouragement to actually go there together.
Yes.
I think that's single-handedly the thing that creates the greatest transformations. So I really appreciate you calling about that.
For sure. Thank you so much. Yes. This is my way of my way also, and what I've seen as a result. Okay, it's messy. Let's sit down. Let's have a coffee. Let's bring. I'm talking with all the words in any language, and I say, let's bring the shit down. Let's talk about it. Let's move it around, okay, and let's deal with it. Otherwise, if we avoid it, how can we grow? How can you fix? You cannot fix with what you avoid. So let's have fun with it. We need to step up also as professionals. And I said, this is where I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna ignore this look. I'm gonna ignore this. What are we doing? What? No, step up. For the other one to step up, we need to step up. This is why personal leadership is very important to me, and it makes the difference. That's fantastic. So, thank you again for your appreciations. It means a lot. Come on. This is the troublemaker. These hours are the troublemakers because they are really disruptive. Of course, I'm bringing my business side in it. My invitation is to stretch, to expand yourself on any level as much as you can, as a professional. Okay, and let's build from that. So thank you, guys. I'm giving back 4 minutes. Nicola, thank you, guys. I really hope we can connect after that and talk about it more.
Oana, thank you. There's a lot to go through, and it's been it's like a rich sharing of you and your experience. I thank you for that immensely. With a big EMCC global, thank you for that.
Thank you.
I know it has been a really value added session here. But what are you yourself taking from it? What's occurred to you as you've been leading this session yourself?
First of all, I'm going to share with you. Nicola sent me earlier today that people register for this session are 415. I said, "Oh my God, really? My heart is booming." I took a bath. I took a meditation. I took some sense. Come on. It's a privilege. First of all, it's a privilege to share this this information. First of all, it's information with you. And as I said in the beginning, there are big parts of me, parallel process that I've been living when I was building this experience. Personal, very personal. Not that shiny all the time. And it brings me back, it makes so much sense now. So much sense now why I needed those parallel journeys to come here, to lead me to this moment, and to share this on an international stage. I am humbled. And it makes all the sense. This is what I'm taking, that sharing with you.
Well, it's been
Thank you.
wonderful to be a little small part of your journey there, and thank you so much for just sharing so much of your journey and for your wisdom and for just this time together. It's been fantastic. Thank you, Oana. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.